Welcome from a red hot Dubai. In this video I want to talk to you about AI and the very near future. Basically, you're toast if you're not riding the wave of AI. Like, most people don't even know how to ride the wave of AI, but let me tell you what you need to do, okay, and what you don't need to do. A lot of people think AI has just remembered everything on the internet and it's just like Google 2.0. And whilst, yeah, that is the case, it kind of knows everything and it can apply like smart artificial intelligence to that information and give you that. That's like what boomers are doing. People are using it that way. They don't have a clue what they're doing. And then you've got another group of people that are using it a little bit more intelligently, like getting it to do tier 1 tasks like answering emails and things like that. And whilst again, it's valuable for that, that's not where the biggest value is. What you need to be doing is utilizing AI and riding the wave, because otherwise it's gonna take you out. Like, I've just seen an article about IBM laying off thousands of jobs due to AI. Basically, AI is taking their jobs. It's gonna continue to accelerate. It's just starting. We're at the starting point of that happening. As AI gets loaded into robots and AI are going to take most people's jobs. So you've got a duty really to try and get rich over the next 5 years. You might not have 5 years, but let's say you do. You might have a little bit longer, but let's say you've got 5 years, because things do take time to change, but it's not going to be linear. It's going to be exponential when it starts. When this company sees that company laid 50,000 staff off and replaced them all with AI, and now this company isn't profitable anymore compared to that company because they've lowered their costs and stuff because they've got a lot less staff, so they're trying to be more competitive. They're going to lay off a load of staff as well, and it's just going to go exponential across AI, automation and robotics. Now, you've got a window whereby you can actually leverage AI, because right now it's still a tool. Agencies coming, but you've got a chance to actually leverage AI and make a lot of money, and then hopefully stack assets and stack cash and do whatever you need to do to be in a better position for a possible dystopian future, but even to be in the haves and not the have-nots. Because whether you believe universal basic income is what's going to replace the people's jobs, whereby they just give you enough to live, or you think like Elon Musk suggested that it's going to be universal high income because the cost of goods and services are going to be so low due to robotics and automation and AI doing everything, that essentially there's going to be a massive wave of essentially abundance. It could go both ways. If I think carefully about the situation, the way the last few years have gone, the tyrannical control of the people that are in control of the governments in the West, the puppet masters, if you like, are they going to let us useless eaters just go on being useless eaters, not providing anything to society and just sponging off the state? Are they going to want that to happen long term? Probably not. Have they openly suggested that there needs to be depopulation going on and there's too many people? Yes, they have. At the end of the day, they've needed us for X amount of years, hundreds of years. They've needed us. They've needed a workforce. They've needed peasants. They've needed farmers. They've needed people in the Industrial Revolution to operate machines and pickaxe at coal faces. They've needed us, but soon they're not going to need us. So do they keep us around? Who knows? Who knows? But you need to be in a position whereby you're in the haves and not in the have-nots, because that's your best chance of fighting against this dystopian future should it happen. And if it happens, and it's a utopian future where everybody gets everything they want and nobody has to do anything and it's amazing, cool. You know what? Either way, you win, right? So you just want to be in the category of people that have choice, not the category of people that are essentially victims to the state, victims to whatever tyrannical rule comes at that time. And let's face it, if Starmer is such a tyrannical nightmare leader right now, being controlled by those puppet masters, and let's face it, he's top tier tyrant controlled leader, he's not doing anything for Britain positive. He's dismantling it as his globalist masters order him to. Is it likely that some future British leader is going to treat you better, or European leaders, when they are all controlled tyrants? Our best bet is hopefully AI takes control, and that's the government. But then, even then, is AI going to want to keep us around? We'll see. It's exciting. It's an exciting time to be alive. If you're my age or younger, you're definitely going to see whatever happens with AI and robotics and capitalism evolve. We're going to see it. We're in the most exciting time in history. Are you going to be a victim to it? Or are you going to be in a best position to stand the best chance of actually things going well for you? I think your best chance is to leverage AI. That's what you need to do. You need to leverage AI whilst it's still a tool, turning into an agent of the tool. You need to leverage AI, and that's not by answering emails, even though you can, and that's not by doing low level tasks like getting Fiverr gigs and getting the AI to do it instead of some Filipino doing it for $1. You get AI to do it for nothing. Like, that's not going to last very long. There's no moat in that. Everybody's going to do that. In fact, the Filipinos are going to be doing that. Do you know what I mean? Like, everybody's going to be doing it, and then the agents are going to be doing it. There's no value in that. The CEO of Fiverr basically said, look, we're all out of a job soon. Like, the Fiverr people, including himself. He basically said that not too long back. And he's right. This is what you need to do with AI, right? This is the key right now in 2025. You need to find a higher level multi-step task or project to work on that you couldn't do 2 years ago because you didn't have the skill set to do some constituent parts of it. If that sounds like a lot of gobbledygook, let me try and simplify it. Don't think Fiverr gigs, somebody will pay for removed backdrop, so I'll use Canva and the AI in Canva to remove the backdrop, and then I'll sell them. Don't think that. That's too simple. It's too straightforward. Think what multi-step project that would have took 10 steps, of which maybe you were capable of doing 4 or 5, but you were incapable of doing 5 of them, say, and you were incapable of hiring somebody good enough to do 5 of them. Maybe you couldn't afford the skill set, maybe you couldn't find the skill set, like maybe you just couldn't acquire the skill set. So essentially, tasks that multi-step tasks, as in projects, businesses, business models, that you couldn't have done 2, 3, 4, 5 years ago because you didn't have the skill set, the cash, whatever, but you understand how it works. So you're essentially, you know what pieces of the jigsaw, in what order to put them in, but before AI, you couldn't do the jigsaw because you couldn't put the pieces together. So you could assemble the jigsaw, you know how it works, but you couldn't put the pictures on the jigsaw pieces, if you like. So you couldn't complete the jigsaw because you had blank pieces and you need a picture on it. Hopefully that's a good analogy. I'm not good with analogies on the fly, but what I'm trying to say is, look, stop thinking somebody will pay me to do this simple task. There's no moat. There's nothing to stop others from copying it, doing it, or even AI doing it itself in the very near future. There's no moat. You need a multi-step task. Think a more complicated business that solves a more complicated problem that right now AI agents and AI isn't doing it and can't do it because it's still too complex for the average AI or AI agent. That you might have a 5-year window. You might have a little bit longer. You say, well, you might have a 5-year window. And that you can get rich in a way that you couldn't get rich before, right? Because you couldn't do it before. There were certain parts of it. Let me give you a perfect example. I've been copywriting for 23 years. I am a very good copywriter. When I apply myself, and I spend quite a while writing something, like it take me multi-months. Now that process can be done by AI a lot quicker. It can be done in seconds with a simple prompt. Yes, it's not as good as me at copywriting yet, but it's not going to be long until it's better than me at copywriting, and I know that, right? But it's not about being a better copywriter now. It's about knowing where to put the copywriting in. So you need to know, right, I need this copywriting. So it's about being a generalist, not a specialist. So I've always been a generalist. I've always been a jack of all trades, good at a lot of things, not the best at any one thing, and that used to be a weakness. You used to need to be a heart surgeon. If you were a heart surgeon, a specialist, you were the one that made the money. But in an age of AI and robotics and this AI explosion that we're experiencing, it's not going to be like that. The generalist is going to win because the generalist is able to see the bigger picture, to see what jigsaw pieces go in to complete the jigsaw, and then they use the AI on the individual jigsaw pieces to make the jigsaw pieces that they couldn't do before. Hopefully that makes sense. That's how you're going to make a lot of money with AI over the next few years and not be a victim. You could become a multimillionaire following this process if you apply it to the right business model and use AI to do all the things that you couldn't do 2 years ago, but you can do now. So stop thinking single step process like I'll answer my emails or I'll write some SEO based text to put on my website. Stop thinking like that. You need to think multi-step, because it's only the multi-step stuff that AI can't do right now, and it'll be able to do everything. At some point, there won't be capitalism as we know it. At some point, we won't have the opportunities we've got right now. But right now is the biggest and best chance for normal people to get rich, right? The barriers to entry have been removed. Soon, there will be only barriers to entry. You won't be able to do anything because AI will be able to do everything you can do. If you think, oh, I'm an electrician, I'm safe. No, you're not. Have you seen the Chinese robots? Never mind the Tesla Optimus. Tesla Optimus, how far it's come in the last couple of years is amazing. You look at some of the Chinese robots that they're making. Look at the videos. Them boys be scary good, and they'll be half the price of the Optimus, which is only, Elon Musk said it's only gonna be like $20,000 per robot. Who's not gonna have a $20,000 robot? It's Elon Musk, so chances are it'll be $35,000 or $50,000 or 50 grand in the UK. But who's not gonna have a 50 grand robot? Like, you're gonna buy a 100 grand car, you're gonna buy 2 robots. I'm buying 2 robots, that's for sure. Because it reduces the costs of goods and services to almost nothing. You want your house cleaning, you don't have to pay a cleaner anymore, and you don't have to do it yourself. You want a nice, beautiful meal cooked, you don't have to get a chef to do it, the robot will do it. You want your dog walking, the robot will do it. Like, everything as we know it is gonna change, it's gonna shift. But right now, there is a window of opportunity that is closing fast, whereby you can take a multi-step business project and absolutely crush it in a way that you couldn't before because you weren't smart enough, you didn't have the skill set, and yeah, that's just it. And it would have took you years or thousands of dollars to acquire it. Hopefully that makes sense for somebody. Let me know in the comments what you think down below. AI is coming for you, it's coming for your jobs, it's coming for your businesses. Right now you can still use it. It is still a tool. Soon it's gonna be the hand that uses the hammer, but right now it's still the hammer. The hand's coming, but it's still the hammer. Go smash it, go find a multi-step project, go take it on. Don't think you're gonna be doing it in 30 years time, you're not. AI is gonna take away the opportunity, robots are gonna take away the opportunity. But you know what? There's gonna be some good come of it, as well as some bad. You know what the good side is? We get to see it. We're living that sci-fi movie. It's gonna be crazy. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye bye.